If you file for VAWA, how will this affect your abuser? Remember, we've talked about what VAWA is, why VAWA cases often get denied, and how to get your case approved. Today, we're going to talk about what happens to your spouse or your abuser. What types of abuse qualify for VAWA? It doesn't have to be physical abuse. Sometimes it's mental abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse, spiritual abuse, religious abuse. Things like controlling your phone, extreme jealousy, following you to work, preventing you from going to church, eliminating your ability to have meaningful relationships with your friends and family. These are all examples of abuse. If your spouse completely controls your finances and your bank account, that is a form of abuse within a marriage. A lot of clients worry and ask me, what will happen to my spouse if I file a VAWA case? That's a great question. Actually, because it's a humanitarian case, your spouse is not going to know you filed the case. This is between you and immigration. Immigration wants to protect you and keep you safe in these circumstances, so they're not going to call your spouse and ask about the abuse. They're not going to show up at your spouse's place of employment or home to ask any additional questions. In fact, if your spouse tries to request a copy of your immigration files, they will not release any of this information to your spouse. The U.S. government wants to protect you if you're being abused. And in the application, you can even include a safe mailing address. Many of my clients are either still residing with their abusive spouse or have not gathered up the funds and the courage to leave the home just yet. So the ability to provide a safe mailing address means that you can provide your mother, your brother, your cousin, your friend's address to make sure that immigration doesn't send any mail or communications about the case to your home, so there's no risk that your spouse will know. And if you hire an attorney to help you with the case, we can have everything mailed to our office. That's honestly one of the biggest benefits of hiring an attorney because you don't have to worry about the mail and communications, and you can know that everything is safe and protected. What if you falsely accuse your spouse of abuse? Now, it's important that we are always honest with immigration. If you make up your story or you lie to immigration, they often will find out. What's the result of that? Well, you'll waste your money, you'll waste your time, you may end up in immigration court and eventually be deported or permanently barred from being in America. So if you're tempted to do it, don't do it. We always want to tell the truth. My client Maria, who's from Mexico, she came to me wondering if she had any immigration options. She'd been married to her spouse, who's a United States citizen, also originally from Mexico, but he's been in America for many years. And they have 4 children together. He's the primary breadwinner of the family, and she really depends on his support. In fact, she cannot afford to raise her 4 children without him at this point in time, given she has not been working. She has been strictly a housewife. When she came to me, after a little bit of discussion, I quickly realized that she was in an extremely abusive marriage. The more we talked, Maria didn't have the money, the finances, or even the courage, quite frankly, to leave her spouse at that point in time. However, I knew that we could set her on the right path, so we worked carefully with her to prepare a VAWA case. Now, this was really risky for her, and she had a lot of worry about whether immigration would send any mail to her home, because if her husband learned that she had filed this case to try to improve her life for the sake of her and her children, her husband may physically harm her. Because she hired us, we were able to use our address and have everything mailed to our office to keep her safe and protected. If you find yourself in this situation, I know it's really scary to take the first step and call the lawyer, but please don't wait. Things never get better. You deserve to have your papers fixed in America. If you call us, everything is private and confidential. We can meet over Zoom, or you can come to my office and we can meet in person face to face. In fact, just because you come and talk to me doesn't even mean that we have to file. I encourage you to just take the first step and book a consultation so that we can talk. My office and the U.S. government are here to protect you. We don't want you to stay stuck in an abusive marriage.